Hey everyone, welcome to another edition of the Bolt City Podcast. Dave Palais, Josh Palais, Mario Heron. Guys, it's been a few days, but just curious to know around the room, how do you feel compared to Monday night?
Terrible, man. It doesn't get any better. That's the worst part about football is you have to wait a week for your team to play again if they lose. Best part about baseball and basketball is quick turnarounds. I'm still pissed off, man. You keep thinking about the game, the mistakes they made, but then I'm trying to be more positive and think about some of the things they did well. Like Thule still hypes me up. I love thinking about Thule in the future that he has. Him and Khalil Mack collaborating because Joey Bosa is nowhere to be found. I like that little combination they have going around. So I don't know, man. I'm trying to look at the positives out of this, but I'm still pretty mad.
One, had great workouts this week, a lot of anger. So, like, you know what? Anytime you need that extra kick, you're like, all right, I'm going to think about Herbert not being able to get a 2-minute drill and the Chiefs losing to the Cowboys, even though they're a better team. And, yeah, the depression keeps rolling. If there was a graphic of, like, my feelings, it would go, like, right after a loss, very, very low. And then the next day, just pure anger. Then the next day, look at the roster, go, okay, they could, like, they're still, like, a really talented team. And then by Thursday, it's like, all right, complete back turnaround. Like, this team can still be something because it's just the talent's just so much there. But then you remind yourself, oh, yeah, this team hasn't pulled through all year yet.
No, they haven't pulled through. It's been disappointing. I mean, right now, like if I had to give a letter grade on what the Chargers are, they're D- to an F. Not at all what I expected. Not at all, I think, what fans expected. What basically I think the organization expected, most importantly. I've been thinking about this thing nonstop. I know you guys have too. I know Charger fans have too. To lose that game to the Cowboys was a devastating loss for a variety of reasons. One is it's national TV. That's fine. Those are just bonus points. But it was a chance for you to sit there and at least even your record up before facing, the Chiefs. So here you go. You look at, well, there's a game on your schedule that you look at win or loss. And most people say going on the road to KC, you lose because this team does lose to Kansas City most of the time. But, man, I start pointing fingers, and this is where I'm at. You guys tell me if I'm crazy on this one. But I think the problem with this team right now is the word team doesn't mean a lot to everybody. Meaning there are a lot of guys that play as individuals out there. And for me, the guys who are on the good side of things for me, I think Keenan Allen is a team guy right now. I think Khalil Mack is a team guy right now. And I think Thule's a team guy right now. I'm not gonna go through the whole roster. I'm just gonna go through guys that I think help the team at all facets of the game, first quarter through the fourth quarter. Here's my issues, man. I have major issues on the defensive side of the ball right now with Derwin James, which I can't believe because he was my favorite player since he came into the league. Right now, I'd be 100% fine if they traded Derwin James and go enough's enough that you're injury prone. You make a ton of money. We're going to have to cut salary cap space in the near future. Maybe use him as a trade piece. I don't understand what Derwin James is doing anymore. Joey Bosa, done with him. Complete individual out there. Done with Austin Eckler, guys. Done with Austin. I don't know what's going on. I 100% will stick with the deal that I don't believe Austin was hurt to the severity that he was. I think everyone knew that Austin ran his mouth the entire year talking about his contract and running backs not getting paid. And I think he was going into the season doing what a lot of business guys do, a business decision, taking care of himself to play enough games to basically qualify, to be available to become a free agent, to leave the team. He's upset. Josh Jacobs with the Raiders is doing, I believe, the same thing eventually, that you'll see him start missing games in the near future. And the guy right now I'm most upset with is Justin Herbert. And again, on the offense, defensive side of the ball, I just named two guys that were my favorite guys. Like when we talk about buying jerseys and stuff like that. And someone made this point on one of these national shows, and I was like, oh, that's crazy when I first heard it. And then the more I think about it, and I talked to a few Charger season ticket holders and asked, what did they think about this? And I realized this is a great point. When Justin Herbert came into the league, he was an A- quarterback. Okay. Justin Herbert today is still an A- quarterback. He has not gotten any better. He's the same exact player he was when he was a rookie, which as a rookie is impressive, but as a veteran is not impressive. The fact he cannot win in the fourth quarter, the fact his stats are so bad in the fourth quarter. Now, whether that's coaching, whether that's the organization, whether that's Justin Herbert, I don't know. All I know is his name's attached to it. And these are the guys right now that I think are keeping your team from winning. Not like you have other options to help you win. Not like there's someone on the bench who's better than the guys I just mentioned. But I don't see this team going in the right direction for a long time until they figure out which guys are team guys and which guy and have talent at the same time, and which guys that are selfish that are bringing down the other guys.
All right. There's a lot you said there that is going to take some time to unpack. I'll
Monday,
start off with, huh?
I've been thinking about it since Monday night. I've been pissed since Monday night.
Like it was some good thoughts. I think I disagree. I disagree with a little bit though.
That's fine.
Austin Eckler, I'm going to give him benefit of the doubt because we always say on the show, you don't know what somebody's dealing with from an injury perspective. There wasn't anywhere to run the ball, man. There's nothing he could have done in that game better. The offensive line was horrible. I wouldn't put that on Austin Eckler. The thing that does bother me, though, of how many guys did not play against the Raiders, where you went into it thinking they were questionable, they could have played. They almost said, I'm going to take 2 weeks off. I'm not going to play this Raiders game. I'm going to have this bye week, and I'm going to be ready to go for the Cowboys. Well, they weren't. There's a lot of guys out there that didn't look like they were ready to go. Justin Herbert, I'll also disagree with you. He was better his rookie year. His rookie year, he was taking shots down the field. He's trying to fit the ball into some tight windows, like I said before on our last show. This year, he is not doing that. Justin Herbert looks like a very conservative quarterback who is afraid to throw the ball in between defenders, trying to fit the ball in there. I don't understand how that happens. When his rookie year, he was cutting it loose everywhere. Is it a coaching thing? You have Justin Fields a few weeks ago saying, I'm not going to listen to coaches. I'm just going to play my game. Does Justin Herbert have to take that step? I'm not sure what's going on. He is so conservative, guys. I cannot stand it. And the only time he really does turn the ball over has been in the fourth quarter when we need him. Dude, if you're going to cut it loose, do it in the first 3 quarters. And you could be conservative in the fourth because we don't need a turnover at that time. That drives me crazy. And Derwin James, I agree with you, Dave, on that. I've never thought once in my life I would be disappointed with Derwin James. But the mental mistakes as a coach, tell players, right? I can take physical mistakes, but I can't take mental mistakes. His mental mistakes have continuously hurt the team with these penalties. Everybody knows you don't lead with your helmet. Everybody knows that. He's the only one on the defense that continues to do this. How many times are you going to do this before it gets through your head not to do it anymore? I don't understand what the hell's going on there. You rely on these guys to make big plays, and you can't keep relying on guys like Khalil Mack to come through. He is football old. You can't keep relying on that guy. The guys that are in their primes are the ones we need to rely on, and they're not coming through at all.
Similar to Josh, a lot of things said that I agree with and a lot of things I want to push back on. The one thing I will say is Herbert, this is definitely a slump year, right? Like this is obviously, I think, a year where it's definitely came down. My problem with Herbert and watching him play and then going back and watching some clips too is it feels like he's locking on to a guy. Like he's locking on to a target. He's locking on to a wideout, and he's not going through his progressions. Where it's like we saw last game, there's multiple times. Like Palmer was open, but he locks on to Allen, and it's more difficult to throw. Eckler was open in the red zone, but he takes a little bit of his sweet-ass time and getting the ball to Eckler, and then as soon as he gets to him, it's too late. We don't get anything. That's my thing with Herbert. Be quick with your reads. You're a good enough quarterback, and don't – I think, Josh, you play the position at a pretty high level. I think the biggest mistake for a QB is when you already know who you're going to throw it to before the snap, right? Like, that's like, it's not like the best thing to do. Like, my high school coach always call it like that's a high school mistake. Like, when you're looking and go, all right, I'm going to throw it to him no matter what. Like, you can't do that. And I feel like sometimes Herbert gets in that little bit of that rhythm. That's a little bit frustrating. The Derwin James thing, look, the helmet thing, it's small, but it's not. Like, it's those penalties that calm the Chargers in those inappropriate moments, like those third down moments. You're like, God, you just extended the drive for no reason. Why'd you do that? And the other thing, too, you mentioned the helmet-to-helmet thing. That's not like a penalty that gets discussed once and, like, it's only, like, the Bill Belichick and Mike Vrabels that discuss it. No, it's everywhere. It is everywhere from even when you start football. Helmet-to-helmet, don't do it. And he does it, and you're like, dude, come on, just think a little bit smarter. Again, a little bit of a down year, slow start for him. Can they pick it up? I think they can pick it up, and this is a perfect game for them to pick it up against the Chiefs. Joey Bosa, this is going to really piss you off, Dave. I'm sorry to say it, Dave. I'm happy with the way he's playing.
Oh, God.
I'm happy with – dude, it's better than all you played last year. It's better than you all played last year. Do I wish that he was taking more snaps? Yes, but he's dealing with injury, so I understand that. But he's playing better than he was last year.
Dude, playing is a key word. Dude, I have to look every time. I hate to say it. Every time a play is snapped on defense, I look to see, can I see him out there? Like, I'm wondering, is he out there? There are other players where I know they're on the field. I have to look every time. Is 97 on the field right now? Dude, I don't want to swear right now, but F that guy. That's where I'm at right now with him. Dude, the best ability is availability. And it frustrates the hell out of me when they need to stop somewhere and he's on the sideline and he has his hands on his hips. I'm like, dude, in the game, let's go. Let's go. It drives me crazy, man. Forget about the fact he makes $30 million a year. The fact is he's supposed to be one of the most talented players in the league that's not available when he should be available. This goes on way too long. This is a cut ties, cut salary cap deal space. And when the season's over with Joey Bosa, this has gone on way too long. Is he worth that money compared to what this team's going to need a year from right now? And I'm not saying I'm giving up on the season. I'm just saying it's an uphill battle right now where this team is at when you look at the schedule. The best chance this team has of getting back to 500 guys is going to be mid-December when they have a stretch there with the Patriots and the Broncos and the Raiders. That's going to be their best chance to get back to 500. The schedule's not working out. Losing that game Monday completely changed where the team is at and where they should feel comfortable wise. There should be no reason why the Rams have a better record than the Chargers. I understand it's the NFC, AFC, but there shouldn't be. It's embarrassing. The Chargers arguably are one of the top 5 most disappointing teams in the league right now from what people thought they were going to be and what they are. Okay. I want to stay on Justin Herbert real quick for a second, because a lot of people right now, I think, are split. Maybe they aren't split down the middle. Maybe I'm giving myself way too much credit, who just heard what we said and going, F Dave, 100% agree with Josh and Mario. And there's some people that saying, you know what? That's a good point. The guy hasn't played to what we thought he was going to be. Is he that superstar quarterback? Do I believe he's still a franchise quarterback? Yes. Do I want him on the Chargers? Yes. He has to be better. Here's a stat that went around today throughout social media. But it was Justin Herbert has 13 career interceptions in the fourth quarter of one-score games. That is by far the most of anyone since 2020. By far. Now, why is it in the fourth quarter that he messes up? As the guy I was talking to today, who was a season ticket holder, told me, when's the last time Justin Herbert has blown another team out? When do we just go complete confidence? Justin Herbert just had that game, and he led his offense from the first quarter through the fourth quarter, and they just blew a team out, and we just sat there and relaxed with a big 24, 28-point lead. He goes, we don't have those games. Other teams get those games. And goes, the Chargers don't get those games. Justin Herbert doesn't get those games. Why is it in the fourth quarter that Justin Herbert crumbles? And that dumb stat, anyone who wants to look at that stat that they run on every quarterback in the NFL, the guy has 15 career comebacks in the fourth quarter. That's such a BS stat. The NFL,
every game's
Mario
close.
Will tell you,
every game's
Mario's
close.
a gambler.
Yeah.
We'll tell you, one quarterback gets a plus in that every single game. That's a ridiculous, stupid stat. Stop putting that stat on the TV. It's embarrassing.
Justin Herbert. Okay, so let's make it clear. I do think he's the Chargers quarterback for the future. I don't want anybody else. Do I think the only time he's going to win a championship is the 2028 flag football Olympics? It might be. I mean, I don't know if that's what it's going to be. It could be the only time he ever wins a championship. I don't know what's going to happen. The thing about Justin Herbert in the fourth quarter, and any Charger fan, if you like him or not, can agree on this, he does not look the same. His thought process, like Mario said, is so much slower in the fourth quarter. It's crazy. And when you go look back at Oregon, he didn't have many signature wins. And almost every top quarterback has a good amount of, big time wins in college. That's why they're top quarterbacks. He's going to be compared to Joe Burrow and Tua forever, right? Because they're the same draft class. Joe Burrow is obviously hurt. He's not the same, but he has blown out a lot of teams in his games, in his career. Tua, you can rag on him all you want about him throwing slants and having Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle. The Miami Dolphins are blowing teams out like 1 out of every 2 or 3 games. Like, that's just what they do. And I'm not saying it's on Justin Herbert that they're not blowing people out, but I'm not saying it's not. He's the freaking quarterback. He's the only guy on the field that touches the ball on every play. Great quarterbacks elevate their team. Tom Brady didn't always have the greatest weapons. The Patriots, like we've said on the show, have drafted terribly before. There's great quarterbacks that haven't always had great weapons that still manage to blow other teams out and to win the games when they matter. Tom Brady just won a championship with the Las Vegas Aces. The guy wins everything. I mean, Justin Herbert, we just want everything. We just want Justin Herbert to win. We don't really care how it happens. If he throws for 145 yards and he wins the game, I'll be so happy. If he throws for 550 yards and he loses the game, I'm not happy. That's all I care about is winning. Just do what it takes to win the game. If you need a run, win the game. Here's the thing that I'm going to make Charger fans feel better about. If the Chargers win this weekend against the Chiefs, I will completely feel better about the Cowboys like it never happened. It's a race from my memory. If they beat the Chiefs this weekend, I'm happy again. Do you feel the same way, Mario?
That was actually the question I was going to ask you guys. If they beat the Chiefs, does you feel better again? I'm with you. I 100% feel better because all this past offseason, right? When you have from probably February to August, we were saying you gotta split with the Chiefs. Sweeping the Chiefs is just not gonna happen. We're not in Disneyland. It's just not gonna happen. But splitting with them means that you're a playoff caliber team. Splitting with them means you probably sweep the Broncos, probably sweep the Raiders, and then you put yourself in a pretty good spot in the second seed, put your pretty good spot record overall. Not to mention, it could be a huge morale boost for this team, right? Like it's the winning cures all. And you beat your division opponent, the best quarterback in the league, the best head coach in the league, the best tight end arguably we've ever seen, besides Mike Ditka. You see all that, and you go, okay, now we're in a good spot. Now we know what we're made of, not what we're capable of. Now let's go. And that's, I think, the biggest thing about this game is, look, the Cowboys sucked, and we mentioned the importance of this game, but I think also, let's say Herbert changes everything, right? Like he has a 400-yard passing game like he does against the Vikings, and he leads a touchdown-winning drive to win the game. The script's flipped. The script is flipped. We're not that. Are we going to sit here on Sunday night and go, he just doesn't do it on 2-minute drills. He just can't pull through. No, we're going to forget about all that because we go, you just did that against the Chiefs, who, by the way, have a top 10 defense right now, arguably top 5. Huge opportunity. The script can change. Everything can change. Joey Bosa get 2 sacks, and Dave is wearing a Bosa jersey on Sunday night. I don't know what's going to happen. But I don't know about you, Dave, but I think this game, this win, just winning right here in this spot, can really change the vibe of this team, the outlook of this team, and what everyone in the NFL thinks about this team.
All right. Look, if you were to tell me 2 weeks ago, weeks ago, that, hey, you could choose a Charger to win. You're only going to get one. You can choose it against the Chiefs or against the Cowboys. Of course I'm taking the Chiefs. Okay, 100% I'm taking against Kansas City. The thing is, Mario, it doesn't happen. No. You know what I mean? This is one of those things where it sounds too good to be true. You know why? Because it is too good to be true. They don't go to Kansas City, and they don't beat the Chiefs. Okay, it's one of those where you literally want to say something crazy now. If the Chargers beat the Chiefs, I'm going to get a face tattoo. Like, it's one of those things where you're that sure it's not going to happen that you go ahead and you just say something nuts. Okay.
Are you being for real on that?
I'm not getting a face tattoo. Okay. Dude, I'm watching the game and I'm cheering for the Chargers and all that stuff like I always do. But man, they aren't beating the Chiefs. Not.
Would you get a tattoo on your ass of lips?
No. No, I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that. I got to think of a punishment. Man. But let's be realistic here. This isn't what this team is doing. Like, I have no idea what the direction with Staley, any of those guys are in the Charger facility this week. I mean, a lot of weird things have come out already this week. I kind of like the fact that the Chargers are getting attention nationally, and it's not because it leads with the Cowboys and then goes to the Chargers. It's the Chargers. It's the Chargers who, for a variety of reasons that we brought up, whether it's the trade deadline that's coming up in a couple of weeks, or a lot of people are saying it's time to cut bait. I'm not saying cut bait. Actually, I'd like to see them improve. Mm-hmm. But a lot of people are saying it's time to cut bait with a lot of players. I think there's a major concern, guys, when we talk about, Justin Herbert. You want to talk about his reads and whatever else. But Josh brought up the Oregon days. I hate to say it. He's playing like the quarterback I thought he was going to be coming out of Oregon. He's not what he should be. I predicted on the show he was going to be an MVP this year, but he hasn't taken that step up. Why isn't he taking that step up? It's a different offensive coordinator. Why isn't he getting better? Is it distractions? All of a sudden, we saw pictures of his smoking hot girlfriend today that came out nationally too. Is it distractions? I have no idea what goes on with Justin Herbert. Guess what? Maybe Justin Herbert's not him. Maybe he's not that guy. Maybe he's not. Maybe he's not Mahomes. Maybe we put the bar too high for this guy because we became fanboys. Maybe he's just not that guy. Maybe he's just a B+, A- quarterback and known as a guy with a tremendous amount of talent that, man, I remember Justin Herbert. He was pretty good. But you know what? Justin Herbert's not Mahomes, and he's not those other guys with the fantastic resumes when it's all said and done.
He's turning into Dan Marino. He's turning into Dan Marino is what he's turning into.
He wishes it was Dan Marino.
No, I'm serious. He's the guy that can do everything but win. He is Dan Marino. If this is how it continues to go, where he has all the yards and all the touchdowns, but never wins anything. Justin Herbert's not in his prime yet. Justin Herbert's not in his prime yet.
4 years in.
Yeah.
It's a long time. It's a long time.
What did Dan Marino ever do besides throw touchdowns and yards? The same thing Justin Herbert does. Same
Dan
thing.
Marino
What's the
was
difference?
the only guy on those teams. There was no one on those teams.
People want to say the same thing about Justin Herbert. Ask a Charger fan. We had
You guys
so
just
many
told me
injuries
Joey
this year.
Bosa is so great. Derwin James
Played
is
pretty
so
good
great.
this year.
Look, dude, if you live closer, I swear to God, I would close my computer right now, drive to your house, and punch you right in the face. You say one more good thing about Joey Bosa, dude, I'm gonna strangle you. I swear to God.
Yeah.
I got
dodge
Miles.
it.
All right, you won't even know I'm there. I'm
Miles.
knocking your door. Well, if you get a knock on your door in Chicago in the middle of the night, it's me. I'm gonna punch you right in the face.
Yeah. I'll dodge it. You didn't get in my building.
I know what your edible shop is. I'll get you.
Look, everybody knows the key to being a good quarterback is practicing abstinence. When I found out that he has a girlfriend, I was so upset. You know how much sexual tension you need to run over defenders? A lot. Josh Allen, the whole season, has sexual tension. That's why you can't tackle him. I'm so upset to know he was getting his. Justin Herbert, though, let's seriously about this whole thing. He has time to turn it around. It's still kind of the middle beginning of the season. If you do beat the Chiefs, who have looked not that great, one of the worst 5-1 teams ever, in my opinion. If they didn't have Patrick Mahomes, they had somebody else who'd say this team's not that good. Chargers have a real chance of beating them. They have nobody to catch the ball over there besides Travis Kelce. Sky Moore. Who the hell's Sky Moore? He hasn't done anything all season. They just picked up McCole Hardman back from the Jets. He's back on the Chiefs now because they have nobody to catch the ball. Hopefully Frank Clark is not playing this weekend. It sounds like he's going back to the Chiefs too. I think this team's very beatable, Mario. I don't think this is the typical Chiefs team that we've seen the last 3 years or more. I think this is a team that's beatable, and I think the Chargers can actually win this game. I'm not going to write off the Chargers and say they don't have a chance.
In the past 3 years, I think this Chiefs team, it's the least talented offense the Chargers have faced since Mahomes been there, but I think the most talented defense that they faced since Mahomes has been there. Their defense, second in points allowed, 6th in yards allowed, 6th against the pass, 12th against the run, 7th in opponent yards per play. This defense is tough, and they're hard. But on the flip side, if we think Herbert is a top-tier QB, then the only really top-tier-ish QB they faced this year has been Jared Goff and Trevor Lawrence.
How did Jared Goff do?
Jared Goff won 21-20. Just saying, he did with a very talented offense and a genius offensive coordinator. Yeah. Trevor Lawrence didn't do anything. But if Herbert's this elitish QB level that we're talking about, and Trevor Lawrence, by the way, has also played down. He hasn't played up to his potential at all. But if Herbert, let's say, does, then he's on the Jared Goff level, then who says they can't pull out a win? Now, contrary to belief on that, though, Chiefs were without Kelce that game, without Chris Jones, which, those are two pretty important guys. But I do think this team is beatable. And if this Charger defense that held the Cowboys to, again, just 20 points, this Chargers defense that did, I know he was a rookie QB, that was a third string, but did make AOC's life a living hell. If they can just do some of that, a fraction of that against this Chiefs offense, and then we get a Superman-ish version of Herbert that the Chiefs defense have not seen, I could see a win. I think that's the only path to victory. I don't think there's any other path. I think that's what has to happen. They have to slow it down. You have to put pressure on Mahomes and then literally make it where Kelce's not an option, which is a lot easier said than done. And then we get the Herbert game where PFF tweets out with a bunch of emojis, Herbert's stat line. I think that's the way. That is the way for the Bolts. Now, like, Dave, do you see another route? Like, what is the other route that the Chargers come in and get a win?
The biggest difference is on why the Chiefs are the team they are. They just know how to win. I mean, there's something to be said for that. I know that sounds dumb. It's like saying the team that scores the most points is going to win. No, here's the deal. The Chiefs just know how to win. The Chiefs expect to win. The Chargers know how to lose and just end up losing right at the end. Like, I don't know what the spread is on this game. I'm sure you're going to tell me in a couple minutes here what the spread is on this game. All I'm going to say is the Chargers are going to be in this thing, and they're going to give us hope with 1 minute and 45 seconds left in this game. And we're all going to look at each other and go, dude, we got this. And then they don't have it. I mean, it's just the way it goes. If I'm not mistaken, haven't the Chiefs won like the last 3 in a row? And you sit there and you go, how many of those were the Chargers in? And you're going, it felt like they were in all of them. Like, it felt like the game was right there for the taking every single time. and yet the Chiefs just do what the Chiefs do. They know how to win. They know how to close out. This team doesn't close out. It's been a long time since they became that team that you could rely on to say that this is what they do. There's something to be said about that. I hate to say it, but we've seen all the good teams in the NFL always do this, whether it was the Packers' turn, which I know hurts you to say, whether it was the Steelers, whether it was the Chiefs, whether it's the Patriots especially. You just knew with Tom Brady and the Patriots days, man, they know how to close out and win. The Chargers have not learned how to do that. I don't think they understand the feeling of what it's like to make it a repetition where you do it on a weekly basis. And once they turn that corner, the Chargers can go really, really far. But right now, they haven't shown they can do that. They couldn't do it against the Dolphins. They couldn't do it against the Cowboys. The only reason they did it against the Vikes is because the Vikes are in worse shape than the Chargers are. But it's just not what the Chargers do. They haven't learned how to do this, how to close out games. 60 minutes. They haven't figured it out.
Yeah, so the only reason I think the Chargers really have a chance in this game is Mario said their defense is their strength this year, which is so weird, okay? 2 new tackles this season. Donovan Smith at left tackle, Jawan Taylor at right tackle. They haven't looked that good. There's nobody to catch the ball besides Travis Kelce. Isaiah Pacheco is their second option on offense running the ball. Chargers surprisingly have looked good against the run. I think the Chargers have a better chance than people are giving them credit for. Take a step back. The thing that really bothers me about the Cowboys loss that I haven't talked about yet is that there's a spotlight on you when your team plays on Monday Night Football and Sunday Night Football and Thursday Night Football, and it feels like the whole nation's really watching your team play, and then they lay an egg, and then you have to hear everybody talk crap to you. This is the time this week that we can turn that clock around and like change the whole narrative. I'm so tired of everybody in my inbox saying you do a podcast for a bad team. I don't do a podcast for a bad team. All right. I do a podcast with bad people for a good team. All right. Let's get that straight. All right. Also, Patrick Mahomes has not looked good this whole season. The only time he's looked good is against the Chicago Bears. This is the time where we make him look like a mortal again. Chargers, I think, are going to win this game. And I know it's crazy, and I want you to clip this, Mario, if they do win. I really have confidence the Chargers are going to win because that would be the most Chargers thing ever. To lay an egg on Monday Night Football in a game they probably should have won, and then to beat a team they should never beat the next week. It's the most Chargers thing of all time. I'm calling a victory. I'm calling it right now.
I wish I had that confidence. I really do. I wish I did. I think there is a route though. Like you said, this Chiefs offense isn't that great, and they do have. And you can't tell me when you watch the Chiefs, you don't see his imprint on it. You do have Matt Nagy in there, and Matt Nagy is not that great of a play caller. Matt Nagy
Mario
does not do that good of a job in the red zone. Okay, but on the flip side of that, we have dummy calling the offense and then dummy calling the defense on the other side. And it's just dumb versus dumber part 2. And last week it didn't go the Chargers' way, which is the hard part. And the other thing that gives me pause about the Chargers is I was looking at Kelce's last 4 games versus the Chargers. 7 receptions for 104 yards, 10 receptions for 191 yards, 5 receptions for 51 yards, 6 receptions for 115 yards, and 3 touchdowns. That really, really hurt to do research on. It hurt to write down. It hurt to say. That's not fun. And I look at Mahomes' stats against us. 267.5 passing yards averages over 2 passing touchdowns, 62.6 completion percentage, 329 yards in the last game he faced us. That stuff's that's scary to me. That's just all very scary with a pass defense that is currently last in the league. That's what gives me pause. That's what, like, when I go to the betting window, I want to take Chargers money line. I go, you know what? I like take the money back, and I'm just playing like grab ass with the guy up there. Like, it's in your hand. No, it's not in your hand. Like, that's what I'm doing for the past 5 minutes. I think it's because of that.
That's it. I give Josh credit for his motivational speech and who's with me, and Mario says no. Josh is that guy got everybody fired up. At least he thought. Runs right into that room, and 30 people kick his ass by himself. Look, it sounded really good, Josh. I'm telling you, you guys that make it sound like with Kelce, just Kelce. Dude, Kelce is a one-man show. Kelce might as well be 3 guys because he's always open. They can get him the ball whenever they want. They've done this against the Chargers a million times. Josh and I were there a few years ago where they got him the ball. He ran like 38 yards. No one even touched him. He was wearing flags. No one would have pulled his flag. No one even touched him. He went right down the middle of the field. He's always open. You can't stop him. Now he has Taylor Swift on his side. trying to impress his girlfriend. That's the last thing we needed. He has motivation. It's freaking ridiculous. I hate the Chiefs. I'm tired of this crap. I'm tired of where they are right now. And if you're going to make a coaching change, don't be afraid to do it after the Chiefs game because they play the crappy Bears after that. You put the new coach in against a real crappy team and you start your momentum going in a new direction. If you're going to make a coaching change, I don't know who's following Staley right now at this point. So goddamn mad. I can't even swallow my saliva.
Travis Kelce.
Bears with the backup QB too, probably in that game.
Oh, I know, dude. Travis Kelce civilized. That's why we're gonna win this game. He's civilized. Once he got that girlfriend, he's not tough anymore. I'm not
Lost
scared
the eye
of
of
him
the
at all.
tiger.
Yeah, he lost the eye of the tiger. He's not even training that hard. He's not practicing abstinence. You know, he's not going to be running over Derwin James. Dude, weirdest thing too, we got to point out is Jalen Hawkins, the safety the Chargers signed yesterday. Do you guys see this?
Carted off the field today.
Carted off the field today. How many safeties are the Chargers going to lose? Signed with the team yesterday, carted off the field today in practice. That's a bad sign. Yeah. Somebody also put in the comments on YouTube, how are we going to say Derwin James is a top safety when the Chargers get burned over the middle of the field more than any team? I'm not going to put that completely on Derwin James because there's a lot that goes into that. But I don't think Derwin James is helping in the pass game much either. It's almost weird how Derwin James, when he's not on the field, the Chargers are better sometimes. And I don't understand how that makes any sense, but it seems that way. I'm looking for him to come back this game and do his best against Travis Kelce. Like you said, Mario, he hasn't really done a great job at all. I'm ready to pick games, though. Let's pick some games.
To your point, too, like that definitely is a coverage thing. And also, speaking of comments, shout out to the guy that calls us Curly, Mo, and what's the other one?
Larry.
Yeah, shout out to that.
Do you know
guy.
what?
Pretty creative.
Hold on. Do you know what that is?
Three Stooges, right?
Okay, yeah. I didn't know.
Yeah.
God dang, Mario that young that you didn't know the Three Stooges. Okay, go
No,
ahead.
the only reason I knew it is because the place where my mom would get massages, like that guy's obsessed with the Three Stooges, and I remember I was like a little kid looking up and like, dude, this kid's way too into this. Like I remember thinking that the whole time. It was like posters that everywhere. For anyone that cared, it was. I guess it might be that guy's weird kink. What do you know?
Wow.
All right. Hey, don't whatever floats your boat, All right. Predictions. All right, it's predictions time. Kicking it off, we got Thursday night football. Jaguars, Saints. We've all had bad weeks, all looking to bounce back. Don't worry about the count because I didn't do it before show. It'll be done on Sunday. 2.5 Saints. What do we think?
You go first, Dave.
I'm gonna let Mario go first. Number one, I'd be honest, I've done zero research on this game. The game's in New Orleans, I think. Trevor Lawrence is playing. Who's quarterbacking for the Saints?
Eyeliner, Derek Carr.
I heard Derek Carr is playing. Okay. Go ahead, Mario.
So Trevor Lawrence is for sure playing. This morning I saw he was questionable. If he's for sure playing, I'm gonna take.
I understand he's playing.
Okay, then I'm taking Jags 2.5. Absolutely. Holy
he is playing pending a pregame workout, so he's probably going to be out there. I'm going to take Saints. I think the Saints defense is one of the best in the league. Cam Jordan's going to get after him today. Jaguars are one of the weirdest teams in the league. One week they look good, the other week they look like the worst team in the NFL. I like the Saints to cover.
Yeah, I tell you what, you can make an argument the Jaguars are the most disappointing team in the NFL. I think everyone expected this is the year Trevor Lawrence takes that elite status, that jump. You expect the Jags after the big playoff push last year and with the Titans having a horrible roster. Houston wasn't supposed to be good and the Colts weren't supposed to be good. The Jags sit there and basically clean house this year and meaning clean house, meaning they wipe everyone aside, is not happening. If I'm a Jaguars fan, I'm really disappointed in what I've seen. Derek Carr looks like exactly the same guy he was with the Raiders. I don't know what the Saints thought they were getting, but Derek Carr looks so confused all the time. But for some reason, my gut's telling me go with the Saints.
We defer on the first one. All right, second one. I got a free ticket to this game right on the 50, so it's gonna be ugly, but at least I got a ticket.
Are you going?
Raiders. Yeah, I literally got called 2 days ago. Literally after the Chargers lost, I was watching it, and my buddy's like, "Hey, do you want a free sideline ticket?" I said, "Say less."
Are you on the field? Sideline?
Yeah,
bus?
yeah. His
Dude,
dad
how cool
is
that?
his dad's Raiders coach. He's one of the Raiders coaches.
Do you have to root for the Raiders?
I'm just wearing all black and zipping up my coat. I like a black
you're rooting for
Bears
the
sweatshirt.
Raiders?
No,
Yeah.
I'm rooting for the
Oh.
Bears, but it's a Bears sweatshirt that's black, and I'm just gonna zip it up when we're there, and then zip it back down when we sit down.
I hope Max Crosby sees you showing basically you rooting for the Bears and just throws an elbow into your kidney. Like this hurts you
Good.
bad.
Good. You know
You
what
know?
Kenny's gonna say back? You're soft. How'd you like that loss last 2
Okay.
weeks ago? That's what he's gonna say.
Okay.
All right, Bears underdog 2.5 against Las Vegas.
It's only 2.5.
What do you guys think?
It's only,
Yeah, both
oh
backup
my
QBs.
goodness. That's fine. I'll take the Raiders backup QB. I'm going Raiders. It's the easy one.
Yeah, totally with Dave. AOC, baby. Not a Raider fan, but I'm a fan of AOC. Like the Raiders to cover.
Who's quarterbacking for the Raiders this game? Is it AOC or is it Hoyer?
I actually think it's Hoyer.
Is it? Oh,
think it's
no. Is it really?
Yeah.
No.
Bajent, the Bears backup, who's a rookie.
That's
Dude, can we confirm
from
that?
St. Mary's of the
This
Blind.
would have been great storyline for AOC. Going back to that area, that would have been cool.
A lot of Purdue people in this area. There's a Purdue bar not too far from where I live.
Yeah, it's
which
one near
don't
me
go
too.
to.
No, I'm just
Really?
No, I'm just saying.
Oh.
There's always a bar somewhere. They just throw a title on it. They just pull the
Yeah.
flags down. Purdue bar in the morning. All of a sudden, it's a freaking USC bar in the afternoon. An Eagles bar in the morning. It's a 49ers bar in the afternoon. That's what they do, man. They just move it around.
That was
New
a
crowd
crazy
comes in.
selection of teams,
Okay.
too.
Here you go. All right. NFL Network. If Jimmy Garoppolo is ruled out before the game, which I believe he is, Aiden O'Connell will start. But if he gets hurt during the game, Brian Hoyer will come in.
Oh, well, okay.
All right.
Well,
right.
then,
Well,
if he's
I'll
not
go for
starting,
AOC.
then I'm going. Yeah, I'm going for AOC. There you go.
Yeah, I'm going Raiders, too. I think Tyson's going to be a little scared. One of the Raiders team and of the Bears fans that will come after you if you don't play well. Browns, Colts, at home in Indianapolis. Browns 3-point favorites against the Shoe. What do we think here?
So many funny things about this. Jim Irsay talking about how Anthony Richardson is God reincarnated, but he's not even playing the rest of the season is hilarious. The Browns also have given up the least amount of yards through 5 games in the last 25 years, I believe, which is their defense is unreal. Nobody would ever guess that. I'm going Browns to cover.
I'm going Browns too, and I'm really confused. Maybe you guys can help me out on what's going on with Sean Watson. What is happening? All of a sudden, he showed up to practice today. Before he was throwing on the side since like September 22nd. Like really weird stuff's going on with him. I don't understand what the storyline is. Is he injured? Not injured? Did he do something that is frowned upon? I can't figure out what the storyline is with that. Usually weird to keep secrets in the NFL.
Dude, he's turning into Ben Simmons. I'm calling this right now.
Yeah.
He's becoming Ben Simmons. I have no idea. It's so weird. It's a Ben Simmons situation. Nobody knows what's happening.
They cleared him to play, and then cleared him in practice, I believe. And then he had like discomfort still, and then like told them he's not practicing. It's been weird. Browns -3 though. I think Gardner Minshew is going to crap himself against that defense. Bills 8.5-point favorite against New England is our next game. I don't know about you guys, but I love Bills so much in this spot.
I'll go Bills too. We'll just go short. Go Bills.
Bills blowout.
Wow, 2 in a row. 3 in a row. We all agree on. Commanders Giants. God, ugly. Commanders 3-point favorites over the Giants. What do you think?
Where's the game at?
New York.
I'm gonna go with the Giants to cover.
I'm gonna go Commanders.
I have no good reason why. I have no good reason.
If you put a gun to my head and said I can't bet on anything in the world except this one, I still would probably not bet it. Like I hate everything about that game.
Well, that would be that'd be the end of your betting days for sure.
Yeah, she's not wrong. But I like Commanders. I guess if I had to choose something, Commanders -3 in that one. Falcons, Buccaneers, Bucks -2.5-point favorites against the Falcons. Kind of a divisional game, tough one. What do you guys think here?
I'll go Buccaneers.
Yeah, I'm gonna go Buccaneers. The Buccaneers do great against the tight end. Kyle Pitts has been strangely targeted the last 2 games. I think that he doesn't have a big game again. I'll go Buccaneers to cover.
Same here, Buccaneers to cover. For sole reason, I think Desmond Ridder is going to show us once again why he shouldn't be starting quarterback in the NFL. Lions, 3-point underdogs against the Ravens. This might be my favorite play of all the weekend.
Favorite gamble of the weekend or favorite game of the weekend?
Oh no, favorite gamble. Like I'm in love with it.
Oh, you go first. Go first. Let's hear it.
So a lot of people were saying, like, I was working this weekend. People were like, yeah, I think I really like the Ravens in this one. And to me, I don't get any Ravens love at all. I know I have a history of the Ravens and hating the Ravens, and they screw me a lot. But the Detroit Lions, one of the best teams in the AFC, and this is going to be a letdown spot for them. This team looks amazing. Ravens always have injuries, they always have problems. Lamar Jackson always finds a way to keep the team in the game. Like the Lions right now look like they don't really have a lot of holes. And +3 to give me plus money on them on the money line too at +130. I'm gonna make out with it. Are you kidding me? And Jared Goff too, maybe.
Hold on. Okay. Wait, did you say you're making out with Jared Goff? What did you just say?
No, you put words in my mouth. What do you have though?
I'll go. You know what? I'm gonna go Lions in this one. This game is great though. Look, here you go. Real quick about this game, Josh, before you make your pick. You have two guys, meaning Goff and Lamar Jackson, who are both up talking about who's the MVP of the league. Like this goes towards who could be the most valuable player, which is wild. Jahmyr Gibbs finally gets a chance to show what he can do. I know he's coming back off of injury, but Montgomery's all jacked up. So finally Gibbs gets a chance to see what kind of player he is when the Lions drafted him. Because honestly, I think the whole time Montgomery's really good, but you paid him a lot of money. And at the same time, you have to keep him happy, keep the locker room going. But it has hurt Gibbs' progress. This is a chance for Gibbs to come back, to get a chance to finally show how dangerous he can be. And guess what? If he is great in this game, then I think a lot of people should be really scared of the Lions if you weren't before. Laporta is supposed to be healthy. I like the Lions in this game. This is really, there are two games this weekend outside of the Chargers that I really want to watch. This right here is one of the two.
Yeah, you nailed it. It's this game, and then you got the Eagles and Dolphins. Everybody wants to watch those two games. I'm going to take in the Ravens for the fact that Jahmyr Gibbs is in the Austin Eckler situation where he hasn't played, and then he's going to be thrown out there to do what he has to do. I just think the Ravens, it's the Ravens. They don't make anything easy on anybody. Jim Harbaugh, I think, is one of the best, or John Harbaugh, excuse me, one of the best coaches in the NFL. Sam Laporta is not 100%, and he's been a machine for them. I like the Ravens to cover.
Understand, but you're wrong. Next one we got late window Steelers, Rams 3-point favorites over the Pittsburgh Steelers. Josh,
I'm shocked.
What do you think? McVay's Tomlin.
Man. Rams are falling in the category of nobody knows how good they really are, and I think they're really good actually. Their defense has been better than expected. Their offense has been better than expected. I like the Rams to cover. I think Kenny Pickett is in the same category as Desmond Ridder of not an NFL quarterback, and I think the Rams showed that again.
Yeah, I'm really impressed with what the Rams are doing, especially with Cooper Kupp coming back. Man, it looks like a completely different team. They've found their running back. It looks like the locker room's going in the right direction. Really shocked. The Rams are one of those teams that has surprised me on what they're doing. It started week 1. Remember they beat Seattle on the road? And going, how the hell did that just happen? But the Rams have surprised me, and that's bad news for the Chargers who are trying to get that fan base. By the way, when you watch this game on TV, SoFi Stadium will 100% be Steeler fans. The Steeler fans are going to fill that place up. It's going to look like when the Niners come to town.
I think Kenny Pickett's going to look at Aaron Donald and think, "Oh, buddy." I like the Rams a lot in this. -3.
Little pit on pit crime right there.
A little pit on pit crime.
Yeah,
that's what they say. It's exactly what everybody was thinking. Cardinals Seahawks, 7.5-point favorites. Cardinals 1-5. Seahawks, Geno Smith at Seattle, the 12th man coming in. Woo! What do you think?
Seahawks. I like the Seahawks to cover. I think the Cardinals are, I said it last week, they're going to fall into what we thought they were going to be as a really bad team. It's beginning now. James Conner's not playing. DK Metcalf's comments this week, in case anybody missed it, was hilarious. Did you see that?
No, what did he say?
You saw it? They asked him, "Hey, man, you get so many freaking penalties by doing stupid crap. Are you going to stop?" And he goes, we have a board. Pete Carroll has a board that has dumb penalties, and I'm on it all the time. And no, I'm just not going to stop doing that. And they're like, "All right, DK, it's good talk." Funny as hell, dude.
What a joke, dude. What a goddamn joke. I'm going to Seattle.
Why would you say that?
He's in it. He's going to be that guy that retires from the league and never having won a Super Bowl. Who's that guy?
Yeah.
That That's the funniest. Your coach keeps telling you you're doing something really stupid. But damn it, watch me do it again.
Yeah,
You know?
100%. Yeah.
Like, all right. Packers, Broncos. This one's gonna surprise you. The line on this one, pick them. Packers only favored by a point in this one.
Where's the
So I
game?
like
Has
the
to be in Denver.
Broncos.
Is it in Denver?
Denver.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's in Denver. I like the Broncos. Yeah, I like the Broncos in this. They get the extra time because they played on Thursday Night Football last week. Love does not look very good out there. He's really regressing fast. Russell Wilson, I think, has a decent game, and they win the game overall.
I agree with Josh. Go Broncos.
I'll be quick. It's sadly Green Bay. This is the ultimate hate bowl. I hate the Broncos and I hate the Packers. It's my hate bowl.
You know, I
And you
think
hate
you
the
pick the
Ravens.
Packers a lot, by the way. For a team that doesn't like the
do.
Packers, you pick them a
It's-
lot.
Dude,
You
I
do.
think it's in my head. I'll be honest with you, my head goes, well, maybe if I pick them, they'll lose.
I understand that. I
Yeah.
understand that. I should do that
Fight-
with the Chargers.
I'm
Listen
fighting
to
my
you
own
talk.
war with Wisconsin.
Listen to you talk. The Ravens are the team you hate the most by far.
I just gambling wise, there's no team I hate more. There's
Yeah.
no team I hate more than gambling on the Ravens. All right. Oh, we're saving that. Dolphins, Eagles. Eagles 2.5-point favorites against the Dolphins. This is the juggernaut game.
This is awesome. Like I've waited
Yeah.
for this. I said it actually a week ago, not realizing that it was only a week away. That there are a couple games I really wanted to see as far as matchups go. I've said on the show a million times, I love watching the Dolphins because they're exciting to watch. At the same time, we said that I don't think the Eagles are buttoned up or polished, whatever word you want to use. I'm gonna go Eagles, and for the reason this sounds dumb in a physical sport. I don't know if the Dolphins are ready for how physical Philadelphia is. I'm gonna go. I think I'm gonna go Philadelphia in this one. You said that Philadelphia is favored by how many
2.5. 2.5.
in Philadelphia?
Yes.
Yeah, I'm gonna go Philadelphia.
Mm.
I'm going to go Philadelphia as well. This is the Alabama fan Super Bowl this weekend. We love it. This is definitely what Dave just said, though. This is the NFL version of the best SEC team versus the best Pac-12 team, but NFL version. You got the Dolphins Pac-12, and you got Georgia as the SEC. I just think they're too big, man. That defensive line is ridiculous, and I like the Eagles to win.
Fins. First-year coordinator against Mike McDaniels is all that I keep thinking about. And I'm going to take that matchup 9 times out of 10. They're an underdog. I'll go ahead. I'll flirt with it. I'll go ahead and take it. Last one before I hit the Chargers.
Hold on. Wait. You're letting Josh off the spot. Josh, you know both quarterbacks. Okay. You know Jalen better than you know Tua, but you were there when Tua came in. Who are you rooting for?
Ooh.
Who am I rooting for?
Yeah.
I'm rooting for the Eagles because the Dolphins are in the AFC. Easy question.
Okay.
Come on now. And I actually know Jalen a lot better than Tua.
Okay.
Yeah. By the way, QBs that Eagles have faced: Mac Jones, Kirk Cousins, Baker Mayfield, Sam Howell, Matt Stafford, good one, Zach Wilson. And then they're Tua. So
Wow.
food for thought. Food for thought. Eat it up. All right. Niners, 6.5-point favorite against the Minnesota Vikings. Josh, what do you think?
Primetime Kirk Cousins, baby. He's going to show up again. 49ers are pissed off. They blew it last week, and I like this in a blowout. Justin Jefferson's not playing. Madison, I have no faith in him whatsoever. I like the 49ers in a huge blowout.
Couldn't agree more. This is where you get all your money back for all your crappy bets. Right here. 49ers.
I agree with all of you. Niners, Bosa's going to be in his face all night. The defense going to be in their face all night. They're a little pissed off. I think it's going to be a tough one for Kirk Cousins and company. Gentlemen, it all comes down to this. Chargers, Chiefs. Chiefs are 5.5-point favorites against the Los Angeles Chargers. Over-under is 48. Chargers on the money line plus 195. What do you think here? I have a lot of plays that actually.
Okay, what do I think? The first thing that pops in my head, Mario, is you just said that a quarterback like Justin Herbert is a 5.5-point underdog. That should never, ever happen. Ever happen. Chargers are going to win this game. I said it about 10 minutes ago. I don't know why. I'm crazy. Chargers are going to win for all the reasons I already said. Don't count on me, though. But I have a really good feeling. All right, Chargers.
All right. This game is going to show us so much of what happened this week and how this team reacted after the game on Monday night. if the Chargers get blown out, man, you definitely got to make a coaching change. Enough of this crap. You got to make a change. You got to do it now. If they get blown out, you fire Staley right on the tarmac, just like Lane Kiffin happened to him when he was at USC. You literally got to say we're cutting ties. He's lost the locker room. If they get blown out, you got to change coaches, and it's a perfect time to do it because you face the Bears the following week. You straight out make a change. Now, look, if they're competitive, fantastic. That means there are guys that still believe. If they aren't competitive, because the Chiefs are in games, it's not like the Chiefs blow everybody out either. The Chiefs played these games. I told you the Chargers at a minute 45 remaining in the game, we're all going to think we have a chance to win this game. I'm not going to go the Chargers win this game, but I say the Chargers cover. That spread's too big.
All right. Whew. I think the Chargers cover. What I'm betting on is that the Chargers cover plus 3.5 at plus 110. For the sole reason of the past 2 games, last season I go back to, 30-27 Chiefs win, 27-24 Chiefs win. I think it's going to be a close game. The Chargers just love to keep it close. Even our losses this year, we saw their 3-point losses. I think that the Chargers can keep it close. I think 5's way too big for them. That being said, I still think they lose. I think there's no shot that they win this game. I just don't think they're talented enough. I think it's a morale, even if they win. I mean, even if they cover, I think that's a good morale. But 3.5, I think, is something a lot safer, and you get more value for yourself because it's a close game, because it's the fourth quarter, and because Herbert has 13 interceptions in the fourth. Herbert to throw an interception plus 110. I love that. I love that. And then the old reliable that just it never fails to not hit is any QB facing the Chargers defense over in their passing yards. Mahomes over 278.5 passing yards. He's going to fly over that. Fly over that. I like the over in this game too because it's like not as high as I thought it'd be. It's 48. And the totals in their last 4 matchups have all been over 50. So I like that one as well. So that's what I'm looking for in this game. I think Chargers do cover. I like them covering 3.5 instead of the 5.5. But at the end of the day, fellas, the Bolts lose. And we're sad again.
34-31 Chargers win. Thule takeover. Remember that I said that. 34-31. They're going to win on a field goal.
All right. I'm going to go Chiefs win this game 27-24.
27-24. I will go. Oh, geez. Now I got to think about it. All right. I'll go 31-28.
Okay. 31-28. Are we doing a show as soon as this game's over? You going to make it back from Soldier Field after Max Crosby beats the crap out of you?
Yeah. I'm watching. Dude, I have a full bulletproof plan. Not bulletproof, but I got a plan.
It takes like 4 hours to get out of that stadium, I hear.
Well, it's called an iPhone and Hulu, buddy, where you get the game.
All right. We'll see you right after the game then.
Yeah.
We'll talk Charger football right after the game. Hopefully we have some good news. God, I hope we have good news. It's been about a week. All right. So we'll be back. We want you to leave comments on YouTube. I think there's going to be a lot of comments on YouTube this week. I think a lot of people,
I wonder at who.
We split. I think at you guys for having your heads in your rear ends. I'm telling you right now. This thing's going to split right down the middle, I think, on someone being crazy. I understand. I said a lot, man, about Justin Herbert. You guys defended him. That's fine. You said a lot about Bosa. I think you couldn't be more wrong, but you keep following this guy around like a puppy dog. We'll see what the comments say. Okay, we encourage you to leave comments on YouTube right there. And again, we want you to subscribe. We appreciate it. And again, at Bolt City Podcast, courtesy of Odyssey. If you listen that way and you don't see us, so that's fine too. But we will be on right after the Chiefs Chargers game, talking about another week in the NFL. For Mario Heron, Josh Palais, I'm Dave Palais. We'll see you on Sunday.